It's a new day on our US road trip and we woke up in sunny San Francisco. We had breakfast and headed straight to Pier 33 for the ferry to Alcatraz. We only had one day in San Francisco, so we decided to spend the morning here and then fit in whatever else we could before we moved on to our next stop. Alcatraz started out as a military fortress that protected San Francisco Bay during the gold rush. It became a military prison, then a federal penitentiary, and now it's a national park. We did the audio tour and it was really fascinating to learn about what life was like there as a prisoner. But I was also interested to learn about the history of Indigenous people on Alcatraz, including the forced imprisonment of the Hopi people and the occupation of Alcatraz by Native Americans. They were protesting the erasure of Indigenous culture and the taking of tribal land. And this is something that, as a British person, I did not associate with Alcatraz, so that was really interesting to learn. After we finished our tour, we found out that a former prisoner was actually there that day and was signing copies of his book in the gift shop. Bill Baker is 92 years old and one of, I think, only 2 living Alcatraz inmates. Of course, if he was going to come back to Alcatraz, I had to buy a copy of his book, and he was kind enough to sign it for me as well. After a couple of hours exploring Alcatraz, we got some lunch at Wild Seed, which was delicious, and it was my first time trying just egg, the vegan egg. We walked around a bit, and then we headed in the direction of the Presidio because we'd heard that there was a water fountain with a bronze statue of Yoda. You know when you're on holiday and you don't know what day it is anymore, let alone date? Well, we realised when a couple turned to us and said, "May the 4th be with you," that it was actually the 4th of May, and we'd done this accidentally. They turned around and they were like, "Oh, why did you come if you didn't know it was May the 4th? I mean, why not? Why would I not want to have a cold drink with Yoda?" We walked around the Palace of Fine Arts, which is so beautiful, one of the nicest places I think I've ever been, and there were all these turtles in the water that I was really enjoying watching. Of course, we had to look at the view of the iconic Golden Gate Bridge. We couldn't not do that, but oh my god, it was so windy here and it was hilarious trying to get decent pictures. After this, Matt convinced me to try a Waymo, and the less said about this, honestly, the better, because I was fearing for my life on the San Francisco streets in this driverless car. After that harrowing experience, we went to the original Ghiradelli factory to take the edge off, and I tried the plant-based sundae. Then we took a trolley ride back to our hotel to grab our bags, pick up the car, and before we knew it, it was time to say goodbye to San Francisco. We stopped off to see the Painted Ladies and Amoeba Records on our way out of the city, and then we drove up the coast to chase the sunset. This whole drive was breathtaking. We just had to keep pulling over to take in the scenery, watch the sunset. We made a quick pit stop for some pizza in Santa Cruz, and then we got to our next location, which I'll tell you all about tomorrow.